Hi guys, this time I have tried to play minions with Rask against my friend's Legion with Saeryn. So it's my third game with Rask, so I'm not really accustomed and I didn't play Horse at all before, it was all the Signer, so I'm still unaccustomed to the Fury mechanics, so this takes me a bit longer, but I agreed with my friend that if I make some mistakes during the game, he will allow me to make some small adjustments, and this should help me a lot. So I won the dice roll and I decided to go first. I still don't know what actually Rask wants, if he wants to begin or not, but I try to take my first round and I measured the hellmount distance not to get pulled too soon. So as you notice, the screen went black for a while and I done my first round with the recording going black. It was my son who adjusted the screen for me, 1.5 years old and so capable with IT. So I put in my round I put Fury on my Brine and Admonition on Rustler, and Dahlia has Haunting Melody, and that's it. And then the turn goes to my opponent, and otherwise most of my stuff just run up, taking care not to get in range of Hellmount. So my opponent's stuff also runs up, mostly just taking positions for the next round. And I also explain my threat ranges. I have written them down on a piece of paper that you see as a line there for each war beast. What is the maximum threat range I can have, except for the throw, because I'm unsure. It will depend on the board position largely, and so on. So I just I can't remember the ranges myself so exactly, so I wrote it down and gave my opponent access to it so he can remember. But it's difficult to stay out of those threat ranges, so he, instead of staying out, he decided to protect his caster with Warbeasts, which is actually a good idea. Because if you want to stay out of Rask's threat range, you will probably not contribute to the battle at all. It's unfortunate, but you have to take some risks. So it's my turn again, and I consider if I should go for a throw, meaning if I want to throw the snake to try to assassinate his caster, but I've done it. I tried it once before only, and in the last throw I damaged my snake, so he had one less die for his attacks, and I failed the assassination and lost the game. So I don't find the snake toss to be so reliable assassination tool. I think you should only go for it if you don't have other choices. But in this case, I think I have a game, and also in January with the Ariata the throws will be adjusted, so I don't think that playing now and trying to go for snake throw assassinations will bring me much in the future. So now I'm considering if I will be able to kill the Hellmount. So I'm trying if I can get in range. So my plan was to put elasticity on Battle Boar and commit Battle Boar to killing Hellmount. But to get to the position I needed Lanissa to hit the tentacle, but I missed the Lanissa's shot, so Battle Boar will not be able to go for Hellmount because he will not get in range. So the another thing I want to try is Roche shooting the tentacle. He's got boosted POW 12s, boostable POW 12s, so that might be possible. And I think I damaged the Hellmount with one of the two shots for 5 damage, which is a good start. So if I manage to kill Hellmount, it will be possible for me not to feed. So Rask goes and he hits but didn't do any damage. So that was unfortunate. So I need to feed not to be pulled by Hellmount, and then I can take better positions with my War Beast for the next round. And Rask puts out Veil of Mist, and I will advance my War Beast, and I just measure distance of the tentacles pool, and my War Beast advance to the point where they are still safe. Chamblers take position behind Rask, and a snake goes into the cloud, and turn goes doing his fury management. So my opponent has now a problem. He cannot attack my forces from outside of 5 inches thanks to Rask's feet, but I did not notice that he can actually score on my flag with his spell martyr. So he uses that and runs the spell martyr at the flag, and the rest of his forces will just take good positions for next round, and he will feed, giving his army +3 armor, and we'll not see much fighting, just positioning this round. We'll also place strategically a Blightbringer. That's a spell that will prevent my War Beast from forcing. So it will be a spot where I cannot put any of my War Beasts to be effective. And this was actually a pretty smart move. I will not be able to. It will limit my placement of my models, so I will not be able to get to him with too many of my War Beasts. So you will see next round that I will try to get around it. So the rest of his force just advances, and he also feeds, and he puts Spiny Growth on Carnivian, which is a bit problematic for me. if I want to kill his Orbis, and then Angelius has a respawn spell that he already created if he's in case he's disabled. So it's my turn again, and I don't have too much shooting, so I will not be able to shoot off the tentacles that are blocking me. And if I want to make alpha strike on his Orbis, I need to go around the spell, so I can only place maybe one maybe two Orbis up there to attack his Orbis, and then tentacles block my charges to his other Orbis. So this is actually pretty interesting way to block my approach. So I'll try to kill one or two of his Orbis. That would be the plan, and trade two of my Orbis for two of his Orbis, which is a good trade for me because most of his Orbis are more expensive than mine. So Roche goes and uses diversionary tactics on Brian, and then Brian advances, and I'll try to damage Brian, so he will get a free charge, but of course I cannot damage him. I roll very low damage rolls, so my battle boar tried 3 times I think, and did not manage the damage. And then Gobbers go and put out Cloud, and I activate Brian, and he charges in on Carnivian, and he starts taking his attacks. So he's got Fury on, so his damage is pretty good. But then he gets also D3 damage from each attack because of the Spiny Growth, and also Retaliatory Strike. And what I should have done maybe is shoot Trident with Rask and remove the Spiny Growth, but I wanted to rotate the Fury, so and that costed me my activation actually, because with another Spiny Growth damage he took out my, I guess, spirit, so I could not force my War Beast anymore, and that's a bit problematic for me now. So now I want to go in with the snake, but I forgot about the respawn, and I placed the snake too far away from Angelus. I should have went so minimally less than 1 inch from Angelius. So when I attack Angelius, I will give him when he respawns, I will still be in his range. So Rask rotated Fury on the snake, and the snake attacks Angelius. And I also received a retaliatory strike, of course, because the whole battle group of Saeryn has that ability. And then Angelius dies and respawns 3 inches further away. And then the last attack goes to Carnivian. So I wanted to kill 2 of his War Beasts at least, and I did not manage to kill any of them, and I will, in retaliation from him, will definitely lose Brian and the snake. So the rest of my army just advances and takes positions. Snapjaw and Wrong Eye submerge, and then turn goes to my opponent. So he does his fury management and plans out his turn. So my opponent goes in with his Forsaken and he's got in range Brian and Snake, and does 3 damage to Brian and 15 damage to the Snake. So this is no doubt that I will lose the my both war beasts that went in. The question is what else am I going to lose, and how fast they will go down. So Angelius goes in for a snake and kills it. So it's only Brian that is left in front. And Angelius has enough attacks left that he can buy additional attacks, and also kills Brian with 2 attacks. So Brian is gone, and my opponent has still a few war beasts left. The question is if he is willing to commit now. So his Nerf goes in for my battle board and starts attacking it. Battle board is pretty tough war beast, but it will not sustain many attacks from heavy war beast. It's dead after 3 attacks. Nerf also uses his animus to pull in Rask to him. And then Proteus goes. Because of the tentacles are in the way, the Proteus charges to the right, stopping within his 4-inch reach from my Rustler, but then Rustler uses his admonition to go away from his reach, so Proteus is out of reach of anything except Dahlia, and he cannot attack Dahlia because of Haunting Melody. So it was lucky on my part that there was that tentacle on the way. That helped me a lot and saved my Rustler from death on hands of Proteus. So then tentacles go in to block my way. They do some attacks, some damage to my Swamp Horror, and he tried to kill my covers, but he missed. So the Spermartyr advances, and then Sorceress advances to spray my gobbers. Nobody likes gobbers. because of the cloud, but the high defense allows them to survive. His caster goes to the flag to score another point on dominating the flag. So after this round he will be 2-0. But this is also a bit risky move in this scenario. Going on the flag means you are very close to your opponent's army, and because of that you are pretty prone to assassination, theoretically, at least. So he puts some stuff in the way. Also the second sorceress goes to spray my goblins, but she did not manage to kill them, and then clock goes to me. So I guess now I'm behind on attrition, so my options are either to get back into attrition run and kill a few of his Warbeasts, so I will be ahead, or try assassination, because I'm back on 2-0 and I don't think I can make that up. But his caster is now in a pretty vulnerable position, although he's got pretty crazy defense against shooting and also against defense. So my idea is to try and kill his caster. So first what Roche activated and kill Helmont with his shot and spell martyr as well. He's done before 5 damage and now he's done remaining damage, so Helmont is gone with all the tentacles that were blocking my beasts. So my Rustler is in range of the charge. The only thing is Proteus in the way, but I think I can kill Proteus with the Swamp Horror if I put some damage buff on him, and then Snapjaw I think can kill the Nerf. That's in range of that is in fight with Rask. So Snapjaw goes in and starts hitting Nerf. Snapjaw is really good Warbeast on himself without any buffs. His jaws are POW 18, so Nerf gets killed, and then Rask is free. So Rask will need to boost Swamp Horror and try to stationary the caster, and I boost shot and I roll 3 6s on the shot. So I hit his caster with a stationary shot, with paralyzing shot, and his shield guard is more than 3 inches away, so he could not shield guard that shot. And then Rask puts Fury and Rage on the Swamp Horror, and Swamp Horror goes in and starts attacking Proteus. He's got 4 initials and can buy 2 additional attacks because he used 1 for charging, and I think just between the initials and 1 bot attack the Proteus is dead. So I think in attrition run I'm right now in pretty good spot. If I went for attrition war, I could kill Angelius or Carnifeon, and I would be on a good place, but instead I go for his caster, because his caster is lying down. It's pretty easy to hit. He still has some transfers. I did put Hunter's Mark on him, so I got a free charge right now, so I can buy 4 additional attacks between my 3 initials. He's got 7 attacks to deal with from Rustler. Unfortunately, I did not have Fury on Rask to increase my strength of the attacks, but I guess basic strength of 17 of Rustler should be enough. So it was actually enough, and his caster died. So this was my first recorded minions battle. I will from time to time put in my Signar games and my minion games, so that there is some various content in. I have also recorded on the same day Helga's battle, and I hope I will be able to make a commentary for it soon. Thank you for watching. I